Howdy, everybody. It's your pal Misty. Sit back, relax, and enjoy. We have for you today a very special Sunday live stream because today is my 5 year anniversary. 5 whole years. And so I figured we need to talk about it. And I thought about waiting until tomorrow night and doing it on a regular Monday, but I didn't want to. I wanted to talk about it today. So let me say hello to those of you who are here, starting with Tisharia, who showed up early. Hello, Tisharia. And Chris, thank you for being here, Chris. Glad you chose me over a nap. Hello, Cheryl, my lovely moderator. Thank you very much for being here. And Mary, thanks for showing up, Mary. Thanks for joining me for our little walk. It was a very little walk. Chris says he's doing well. You went to the Lizzie Borden house yesterday. Oh, interesting. That's the one where she like killed her whole family or something, right? You've seen all the movies and documentaries. Hey, Lori, thanks for being here. Happy Sunday. I appreciate y'all for being here. So I was thinking about it earlier in the week when I was originally going to reschedule. So let's do what we normally do on a live stream, and then we'll just start talking, which is all we do on live streams. But so where have I been in the last, well, now almost 2 weeks? Because I missed last Monday. So I had gotten really sick, which I think most of y'all know, and I was finally getting better from that. And then Saturday night, Sunday, we ended up not getting to walk because of the rain. So we knew we weren't going to be able to walk. So now I can't remember exactly what day it was, if it was Saturday or Sunday, but I had a flare come up on my body from my skin condition, followed by two others in a very not fun location near my private area. So it made it made almost everything feel impossible. I did not go to work out on Monday at all. I really, to be honest, did not want to go to work out on Tuesday. I didn't feel like I'd be able to do anything. But Tuesday was Cheryl's birthday, so happy belated birthday again to you, Cheryl. But I couldn't. I'll be there for Cheryl's birthday workout. Come on, who am I? I mean, that's the thing. So I joined and I did the whole hour. And didn't hurt myself or anything. So I've just been trying to get over these flares on the inner thigh area that I have that have come up. They're just they take everything out of me. I think it was. I don't think Saturday. I think it was Sunday, because I don't think Saturday night. That's when I did Cheryl's live stream. I knew I didn't feel good, but I'm not sure that I had determined if there was a flare yet or not at that point. But for those of you who were there on Cheryl's live stream, I was not feeling my best. I'm still not feeling my best. I'm not going to lie. But I wanted to be here to talk about this, and I feel like I have enough energy and strength to do that. And then I do still plan on doing tomorrow's night's live stream as well. I almost added this into our focus series, but it's really not. I almost did focus flashback just to keep it, since we're effing it this year in 2025. Focus flashback. But it is something that is important to do. So I wanted to, if I have to readjust or things, just bear with me, guys. And we'll see how this goes. So, hey, Will's here. Thanks for being here, Will. I appreciate you showing up. Oh, and Gina made it. Hey, Gina, you're all caught up and here for a live stream. A rather impromptu live stream. I knew I was going to be doing it, but I didn't tell anybody. I told my Discord last night, and then I told YouTube today. But yeah, so I wanted to just jump on here really quickly today, because today is the 5 year anniversary of when I decided to make a change in my life to be healthier and feel a little bit better. So I wanted to talk about it for a little bit for those who may be new to me, or for those who may be new to your own journey of health and wellness. Just sort of how I started, what went right, what went wrong, and where we went from there. So I just see y'all all saying hi to each other. I love y'all so much. Oh, there's Mama. Hey, Mama. I know 5 years. Can you believe it? So it's so weird to think back on. When I was thinking about it today, I was like, whoa, if it's 2025 and I started in 2020, that means it's been 5 whole years. That's a long time. And then this year I'll be 50. So really, it's not. But for me, it feels like most of my life has been this. Um, and it's probably because I've lived the most in the last 5 years than I have in the previous 45. um, so a lot of y'all already know this story, but um, I was always heavy from the time I was born regular size. But pretty soon after that, got to be the biggest kid in class. I was normally I'm not tall by any means, but I grew faster than everybody else, or before everybody else, I guess I should say. So I was normally the tallest person in class, the biggest person in class. Um, in high school, junior high, doing all the different diets with my mom, Slim Fast. Uh, we did this one where we had to listen to a tape while we ate so that we would eat slow and enjoy our food. I still think that one probably impacts me more than any other because I do still eat slow and enjoy my food. But yeah, even then we were trying to do things to keep me at a healthy weight because my mom always knew it was important and always, tried to help me with it, but it wasn't what I was doing at the time. So I was probably about this size when I graduated high school. And then from there, just year after year, put on weight, put on weight, put on weight. And then in 2013 was really the first time I decided I'm not one of those who has yo-yo dieted where I'm like, oh, I'm going to lose weight and then I put it all back on and then I lose some and then I put it back on. I've not been one of those. I was just steadily putting on weight. I wasn't ever yo-yoing it off. I was just steadily putting it on. But in 2013, I had come to the conclusion that that's what I wanted to do. Everybody kept talking about it. Everybody kept saying it would be good for me, that I would feel better. And so I decided to give it a try, and I did all different kinds of diets and food restrictions, and I was raw vegan. I did juice fasts. I did 2 30-day juice fasts and multiple 3 to 5 days or 1 to 2 week juice fasts. Those are actually probably, out of all the weird restrictive ways of eating that I've done, for most people, I guess you would say, juicing was the easiest because eating has not ever been my favorite thing. So to just be able to drink all of my meals was actually mentally very easy for me to do. I was full all the time. I had energy from all of the sugars and stuff, but I just never felt great. I trained for a 5K, got down to under a mile to do that at the Pickle Palooza with my family. And I lost about 100 pounds and I didn't feel any better. And life wasn't any different. And I was just eating all these crazy, weird food that took a lot of time and cost a lot of money. And I was still getting flares in my skin condition and I still didn't feel any better. So what was the point? Everybody had lied to me, is how I felt. I knew they hadn't done it on purpose, but it didn't make the lie feel any less real, I guess. Will says that he doesn't know if he could do a juice diet. It really was the easiest thing. Well, it wasn't easy as far as preparation because it took like all day to prep juice for a week because you had to go buy all the vegetables. I'd go to farmers markets and then you'd have to prep all the vegetables, clean all the vegetables, cut all of them to fit in the juicer, then clean up the juice. And then I would freeze the juice. So I would normally make enough juice to last for the whole week. So that part of it was very time consuming and it was not cheap to do. when you're just drinking the liquids out of all the food and not getting any of the fiber. Anyway, it ended up not being a good thing for me to do. Nothing against juicing. Super, super potent antioxidants and vitamins and everything there, but it did not make me feel good. And mentally it did. Like I said, it was the easiest diet I ever did. I only lost 20 pounds, though. I wasn't one of those people who, did this diet, this really restrictive diet, and lost. And I was over 300 pounds at the time when I did my first one. I think the last juice fast I did was for 30 days, and I lost like 12 to 15 pounds. And that's what got me down to the 100 that I lost. But even that, in 30 days of juicing, I only lost 10 to 15 pounds. So anyway, it ended up being more of just resetting myself every time I would do it, but I wasn't resetting myself to anything that made me feel better. And outside of training for that 5K, which all I was doing was walking. I was just walking for the 5K, doing intervals with running. And now I'm feeling like trash and in pain. And we still walked almost a mile today just because I wanted to walk some, because I wanted some type of physical activity, because I really haven't done any physical activity outside of the 1 hour workouts in the morning. I was late to most of them because I just couldn't get ready on time, or I would be getting ready and then would have to clean up things from getting ready. So in 2019, I got a promotion at the job that I used to have, and it was supposed to be, well, it was a regional position, but at the time I had a lot of different sites that I would be traveling to. So I traveled to Rockford, Illinois, and there's vlogs of that trip on this channel because I had the channel. I'm also not one of those people who started this channel to follow my lifestyle change. I started this channel just to follow me. And then in there, the lifestyle change happened. So back then I was doing, and to be honest, most months and most years when it's like, what is your most viewed videos? I was telling my Discord this the other day. My most viewed videos are still my old eating videos from like McDonald's and Burger King and like all Taco Bell, all those old, like over 5-year-old videos are still some of my top viewed, just because it's classic or more relatable content, I guess, right? People like to watch those types of things, but I like to do them. I just don't like to eat that food anymore. So now I've changed it into my new favorite epic disasters with the drinks. And I think I'm going to bring food back into that as well, just to show different foods that I do eat as treats, because I don't do what I eat in a days, because I don't want people to eat like me. I want you to eat how it makes you feel the best. But I do know that having ideas of things that people eat, you can be like, oh, I could try that. That sounds tasty to me. That may be something that's good to my body. Mary said she needs to choose something on her juice diet. You just get the good ice from Sonic. I'd go to Sonic in the morning and I'd get a 44 ounce of ice, and then I would just put my juice in it and I would eat the ice. I would also ask everybody to smell their food. I watched more Food Network shows while I was juicing than I ever have. It was so satisfying for me just to see the food, because I don't have the best sense of smell anyway. But do you know what the one sense of smell, and it was kind of funny because it's one of the foods that I probably eat the least, but the one food smell that almost broke me over and over and over again, fried chicken. I don't know why. I don't know what it was, because I don't really even, chicken is not my favorite protein. It's probably my least favorite. I like pork. I like beef. Of course, beef is my favorite. Then I like pork, and then maybe chicken. Like of the main meats, chicken is not my favorite. But the smell of fried chicken smelled so good. It smelled so good. That would make me want to eat. That was the one smell that would make me want to eat. Gina says she was betrayed by her leggings. She didn't realize you were gaining because of the dreaded elastic waistband. That definitely can happen. Does coffee count as a juice? It is the juice of a coffee bean. Cheryl says, yes, leggings. She remembers trying to get a pair of jeans on after wearing leggings for months. They didn't fit at all. That is true. I hadn't really thought about that, but I suppose that is a good thing about leggings too, is as you lose weight, you don't have to buy them as frequently because they also still fit. Yeah, little Debbie snack cakes will definitely do it to you, Gina. I know. She's so delicious. I think I haven't had a little Debbie in a long time. So I got this new job and I vlogged that trip and I did different eating videos. I ate at Portillo's for the first time, Steak and Shake, Culver's. I had Culver's cheese curds for the first time because we have a Culver's now here in Houston, actually. Literally like across the freeway. I could get to Culver's in 5 minutes. I've had it a couple of times since I've moved here because they have crinkle cut fries. Anyway, so I was doing all these videos and it was just a 3-day work trip. I left on a Tuesday morning and I went back on a Thursday night and I was a wreck. I was a wreck for a week. I couldn't drink. I couldn't think. I couldn't sleep. I was exhausted. I was done for. And all I could think was, how am I going to do this several times a year? I was like, I can't. I physically can't. It made me cry to think about having to do this job that I loved so much and that I knew that I was so good at and wanting to do it and feeling incapable physically. And I was like, well, you know what? That's something I have control over. I can fix that. I know I can lose weight. I had lost weight. So I lost all the weight in 2013. And then in 2018, we went to Disney World. And so I started doing a keto low carb called Ideal Protein through a doctor's office. And I lost about 50 pounds there. Then we went to Disney World and then I didn't need it anymore. So I put all the weight back on, plus some, I'm sure. But I knew I couldn't do it. I was like, I just can't. Something has to change. Something has to give. You've never had leggings. I got to tell you, Will, there's something to them. They're pretty dadgum comfortable. I cannot tell you a lie. Them leggings, there's something else. They work really well. They're fun to work out in. It's just smooth like butter. You just slipping and sliding all over the place. It's nice. And now you want fried chicken. All 11 herbs and spices. Yeah, I don't know what it was about. And it could be that there was a KFC, a Popeyes, and a Church's all within like 3 minutes of work. And those are the big 3 chicken chains here. So there were two that were literally in the same parking lot as the job. And then the other one was just like across the street. So maybe it's because there was so much fried chicken that I had to smell it all the time. But even the smell of bread, like I would go to Subway and get things for people. Like I would travel to get people's lunch and stuff for them, like my trainers and things, because my schedule was a little bit more flexible than theirs. The smell of bread smelled good. I could smell it. But normally I like the smell of fresh bread, and it makes me, but fried chicken, that was the one. Anyway, so I did all those food reviews. I did all that travel, and I was just like, I just can't do it anymore. So I told my mom that I was going to go back to basically keto, which is what this was. This Ideal Protein was basically a keto diet where they provided food that you had to purchase through them. And then, of course, I had my weekly check-ins with the doctor where we would do weight, we would do measurement. I think we might have only done measurements once a month, like with tapes measurements. But we would do a weigh-in. I would talk to her. I'd get my food for the next week, talk about how things went, all this kind of stuff. And so in doing that, I had learned that I can buy foods like that meet those same, metrics as far as the carbs, protein, fat, and I can do it a lot cheaper. And so I decided that I was going to start the keto diet on February 2nd, 2020, because a number of reasons. One, for everybody, picking a date may not be the best thing. But for me, picking a date has normally been a good thing. If I say I'm going to do something on this date, then we do it on that date because we said that's what we were going to do. Why would we have said it if we're not going to do it? That's ridiculous. So we just do it on that date. So that works really well for me. And I'm a numbers person. And 2/2/2020 is 2/2/2020 forwards and backwards. And so I like the idea of no matter where I'm going from or where I'm coming from, forwards and backwards is all the same. You're right here, right now, do it. So reflection is good because it allows you to see where you came from. Forward thought is good because it allows you to help steer the direction of where you want to go. But we need to spend most of the time right here, right now. Forwards and backwards all collide. You're right here in this moment. Because this is the time where change happens. Change doesn't happen in what you had for breakfast, and change doesn't happen in what you think you're going to have for dinner or what you think your workout's going to be tomorrow. Change happens in the moment right now. So the problem with that is in the moment right now is in the moment right now, and you're not seeing where you were or where you're headed. And so sometimes it feels stagnant because nothing's changed right now. I'm still doing the same things. It's all the same. I'm just sort of stagnant. And so people think they've done it wrong. And so then they revert back or they try to change something else or they try to adapt something else. Hold on. Gina says she was a kid picking up her grandma from the airport and saw Colonel Sanders. Told him he loved his chicken. That's funny. Yeah, that day did change everything. Oh, that's nice. He was already in a wheelchair, but he smiled at you. I'm sure he loved his chicken too. So I started the keto diet. I did a video the day before. So like on February 1st of 2020, I did a video. I'm pretty sure I had a pizza and a Dr. Pepper. Because it's called something. I forget what it's called, but there's a word to where you eat all of the foods that you can't eat right before you restrict yourself. And so I had a pizza. I think on that video, I ate the pizza on the video. It was probably like a thin crust Little Caesars or something, because that was normally my go-to, just cheap, easy pizza to have. And then on February 2nd, I started the keto diet. And doing that in the first month, I lost as much weight as having no food on the juice fast. I was having calories and I was having a ton of sugar on that juice fast, but I lost more weight eating real foods than I did juicing real foods. And that felt nice. Last meal syndrome, food funeral, Lori says is what she calls it. I forget what they call it, but it's called something where like you eat all the foods that you know you're not going to be able to have. And that's the thing, right? Like I've been thinking about this a lot. I've been thinking about a lot of things a lot because I don't have a lot of time to do anything except for things because I got nothing but time. But it's so crazy because like it's such an easy fix at the end of the day is that if you eat the foods that fuel your body in sufficient amount, done. Easy peasy. It's so simple. That's all you hit and move your body. Eat the foods that fuel your body and then move it. That's it. That's all you have to do. It's so simple. Done. Weight loss over. Health and fitness corrected. It's not that easy. It's just not that easy. It's never going to be that easy. That's not the way life works. If it was, none of us would be here with a weight problem or with mental health issues. Pizza and birthday cake would be yours. Yeah, but it's so hard, right? It's simple. It's simple. Eat the foods that fuel your body and then move it. It's a hack. The problem is getting to do that mentally and physically. So I lost like close to 30 pounds, I think, in the first month. And then I still continued to do videos. I did just update videos. I might have even been doing movie reviews still at that time. I was doing keto food reviews. And then I started doing weight loss updates. Back then, I did do some what I eat in a days with different products that I would buy. I would normally only share the what I eat in a day if I was using a product that I had also purchased that I kind of wanted to share that I thought people may find interest in or value in. Because my eating's it's just really boring. Because I predominantly eat the foods that fuel my body. But it's so crazy because like I wish I could understand it because it doesn't make you feel good. You know, going into some food that you're about to eat, you know, going into it that it's not going to make you feel good. And you still make that choice to do it. What is that? Why? Because it tastes good? Okay, that's great. It tastes good. What else is it going to do for you? Absolutely nothing. It's going to give you time with friends, which you could have had anyway. You didn't have to eat that to have time with friends or family. What is it in our brains that go, oh, I'm going to eat until I am stuffed? You go in with that plan. Why? It's like, I want to make myself miserable by telling myself that this is going to make me feel really happy right now. And I'm not saying that it didn't maybe make me feel happy right now. Because maybe that pizza was delicious. That fried chicken tasted as good as it smelled. But then later you're like, why did I do that? I knew I wasn't going to feel good. It's insanity. It's insanity, right? We're doing the same things over and over and over again, wondering why we can't get stuck out of our rut. It's because we're so deep in the rut, we can't jump out. We're not strong enough to jump out of the rut. That's okay. If you stay in that rut long enough and just keep moving your way back and forth, eventually you'll get strong enough you can jump up out of the rut. But first you have to know you're in one. Pre-contemplation is the first step. That's the step where you're not even thinking about it yet. That's not for you. You're not even thinking about changing the way you move your body. You're not even thinking about changing the way you eat food. You're not thinking about changing the way you sleep. You're not thinking about any of that. You're pre-contemplative. You're not even contemplating it. You're not even thinking about it. I spent 45 years there. Maybe not all of them. I did try it a few times, but still to this day, I will go into foods knowing that they won't make me feel my best. And still just part of my brain is excited to do it. Like a child. What? I'm not sure what that means. Am I an abolitionist of abortion? But it says the same thing with like pornography, temporary pleasure for pain later. Yeah. Cheryl's being busy. Yeah. You ate regular candy over the holidays and gained 10 pounds of the 40 you lost last year. Oh, I guess I must have missed the message that she deleted. Thank you, Cheryl, for taking care of my chat for me. I honestly don't even know what that means, though. Like, I know what those words mean. Anyway, so eat the food that fuels your body and makes you feel the best. I know what food does that for me. Meats. Meat makes me feel the best. Mentally, physically, are different though. Because physically, I could eat a carnivore diet and I feel like my body would love it. But I know that mentally I cannot do that. I cannot just eat meat. Mentally, I need a vegetable. Sort of like when Will said he couldn't do a juice fast. Well, the hole is in your brain, not in your stomach. I would tell people that all the time when I was doing juice fast. They're like, I'd be so hungry all the time. I'm like, but why? I'm getting calories and nutrients, just like you are. Just like someone who uses a feeding tube. They use it for their daily caloric intake of only what they need and the nutrients that they need in order to survive. I'm not saying that's the option that I want to take either. But it's so tricky. Oh, those are the ones she asked. Gina, you were trying to be a mod for me. I appreciate that, Gina. That's very kind. But yeah, so I started eating keto and I started losing weight. I started dropping weight. And then I want to say it was like October, November. I know it was around November because it was right around Black Friday. I hit 100 subscribers on the channel. And I remember that because I bought myself a laptop as my gift to myself so that I could do better videos because the laptop that I had was really kind of bad. And I wanted to be able to do videos. So that's probably when a lot of you first started joining. Like for those of you who have been with me for a while, like Tasharia and Cheryl, and even though I didn't know it at the time, Mary, so most of that group picked me up in late 2020, early 2021. And then that's when I sort of found myself in this circle of a community of people where I met Carolyn, my best friend, who was on YouTube at the time. And then through G and Nikki, who were on YouTube, they still do videos every once in a while. Well, G and Nikki's daughter do videos. But through that community, I met a lot of people and we started doing fitness challenges. And the first one that I did, I hated it. I thought it was stupid. I didn't understand why we had done it again because I couldn't do most of it. And it was hard and it just felt like futile. Why am I doing this exercise that does nothing for me because I can't do it the way it's supposed to be done? Like I'm trying my best. I can't even breathe. Everything hurts. And it's just like, it just didn't make any sense to me. So then we did Gavin's workout over at Smithy's Fitness. We did his beginner boot camp. It was a 21-day beginner boot camp. And that shit I loved. I loved it so much. I loved everything about it. I loved everything about him. I loved everything about his explanations. I love that he did everything low impact. I love that he showed you how to do high impact or low impact so that you could choose. So he was really my introduction into getting into fitness. And then I met Kirsten. And she was doing things at a level that I just was not at yet. And I almost gave up. Well, I had to quit the first challenge that I did with her because I just couldn't do it. But I was also trying to do actual push-ups and actual mountain climbers and actual planks and actual, I just physically, I wasn't ready for that. I was still in the rut. I wasn't strong enough to jump out of it yet. I was still just kind of running along the wall trying to get my way up there, right? But then with her, I'd be like, well, I can't do that. She'd be like, well, try this. I'd be like, oh, I don't know if I can do that either. Well, try this. I can't do that. Try this. I can't do that. Try this. I can't do that. Try this. There was never oh, well, then I guess you can't do that. It was always, okay, and do this instead. There was never a stopping point of, well, if you can't do that, then you're done. And that's sort of where I was up until that point. Um, so then at that time, she was doing Saturday live streams, just where we would all join her. And she would be the one on screen and we could chat with her and things like that. And then she was doing 2 videos a week. So I was working out with her twice a week during the week and then once on Saturdays. And then I would do other things some of the other days of the week. But the next year, we were training for a 5K in May. Or I'm sorry, that year we were training for a 5K in May. So really that's technically what got me into it. I wanted to back up because we did that 5K in May, which was the first fitness thing that I had done. And I started by walking a third of a mile and then adding to that over the course of like a month or two in order to get up to that 5K, which is now something I do very easily, oftentimes without even thinking and rarely without planning. Whereas then it was a months long preparation in order to go to do this, 5-mile walk or 3-mile walk, rather, this 5K walk. And then at some point, I just kept doing it because I enjoyed it. I enjoyed Kirsten. I enjoyed Gavin. At the time, there was also Val and Sharon, and I enjoyed them as well. I enjoyed their workouts. I enjoyed the help that they gave me. I was very appreciative of all of that because I was new and they were very much into helping me get into, what I wanted to do. And then Kirsten started the Fit Squad about 3 years ago. I think it was sometime in February, either January or February. So we're coming up right along 3 years for the Fit Squad, where we would join her on video where she could actually see us work out with her. And then in July of that year is when I started the daily workouts. So I've been doing daily workouts, mostly 6 days a week, for about 2.5 years now. So for about half of this time, I've been doing 6-day-a-week workouts for 2.5 years, which in looking back at it now feels like no time at all. I feel like I've been doing this forever, but it wasn't that long ago that I wasn't. I mean, 2.5 years is really not that long in a grand scheme of a 50-year life, right? 2.5 years is just a little piece of it. But man, those 2.5 years, I've done more living in these 2.5 years than I did, doing anything else. I've gone on trips. I went to Vegas. I went to meet Deanna. I went to meet Lori and Camille and Kirsten and the boot camp girls. And, I'll go to walk every weekend. We try to pick a different place. Sometimes we get tired of picking places and we just go someplace we know. But we try to go to new places and do new things and see new things and experience, different things. So life is in the living. It's a verb. It's something that you want to be mindful of your past and you want to be focused on where you're moving forward, but don't forget to live it right now because that's where everything happens. And I think that's the most important thing that in the last 5 years that I've learned is it is about what you do over those 5 years, but it is more just about what you do every day in every moment that you're in, right? Are you consciously trying to make the best choice for yourself? Are you thinking about, if I'm going in eating this food, knowing that it's going to make me feel like trash, should I pick something else? Would that also be okay? Could I do that? Maybe not. Maybe you want this thing and that your mentality needs that. And I'm not going to discount or discredit that at all, because I do that sometimes. Sometimes I just need French fries. That's a true thing. I just need them. Nothing else is going to satisfy that for me other than a French fry. But what if there was something that maybe I could eat that would make me feel that way, right? Or like this past week, I haven't been able to move a lot. Just I physically, the pain was just, it's so bad, guys. It's better now. Like sitting here is okay. It was bad for a couple of days. It was real bad. Um, I couldn't sit, I couldn't stand, I couldn't lay. Everything. It was just all pressure all the time in a very delicate area full of nerve endings. Um, but I desperately wanted to move. So I would just take turn and I would move one arm and then move the other arm and then move one leg and then move the other leg and just try to do different stretches and things like that, because moving my body has now become an important daily piece of my life. I want to move my body every day because I know that doing so makes me feel better. And what I've been trying to do most recently is, again, you know where you came from, but I don't want, it's not that it's not important, but there is not a thing you can change about it. It is the past. There's not a thing you can do about what you did back then. There's not a thing you can do to change it. Not a thing you can do. I mean, you can watch some movies about, slipping through the time stream and stuff like that, but in this world that I live in currently, that is not a thing that you can do. You cannot go back and change it. So why am I going to worry about it or think about it or dwell on it? It's done. I've done that. I've made that decision. I've moved on. We can't do anything about it. Then you get to I want to think about my future. And so I've tried to do that for the last several months. Really think about my future and really think about what I want to do. And man, that is anxiety inducing because I don't know what is the future. I don't know what it is. I can't see it. I can't touch it. I can't feel it. I can't smell it. And right now I don't have the faith to just, I'm just out here floating in the wind. Like, I don't know what I'm doing with myself. So I've been trying to focus just on right now with a forward focus. So live now, focus forward. Because I also believe that God will help you with the things that you need help with, but you have to put in the work. He's not the worker part of it. He's the helper. He's not the doer. You have to put in the work, right? So I think you have to be thinking about your future and not focus on the future only, but have a forward focus, right? How are you going to move forward? And what can I do right now, today, in this moment that will make those moments easier and more enjoyable? Because your brain, for whatever reason, my brain does not want to do that. It wants to be real still. It wants to not move. It wants to eat all the foods that don't make me feel good so that I won't want to move some more, so that I want to eat more of those types of foods. It's this vicious cycle. And some people just live in it. And some people are the yo-yo dieters, right? They know they're in it, so they'll drop all this weight. And then whatever changes, they lose that forward focus or thinking about the future. Or maybe they're dwelling too much in the past, and then they put it all back on again. And they do that over and over and over again. It's insanity. We're all insane. I figured it out. F this, we're all insane. But that's okay. Ron's here. Hey, Ron. Thanks for joining. I'm not sure exactly where you said hi. True. Yep, true. Oh, yeah. Make sure to smash the like button. Faith that he will answer your prayers. Yeah. Spoiler alert. One of my F's is Faith. Not tomorrow's. Tomorrow's is... I have two more. Since you're here, I'll tell you. I have two. Well, actually, I'm combining two. Because tomorrow night's live stream is going to be focused on friends and family. And then the last one that I have is focus on faith. So those are my focus areas for this year. But again, for today, I just sort of wanted to reflect on the last 5 years. insane in the membrane, right? I mean, like, you're a crazy person for doing it, and are you going to do it anyway? Yep. Why? Why, Misty? Why? Why am I? Why? I don't. It's just like, I mean, you go into a place and you're like, I'm going to eat so much that I'm just not even going to feel good after. Why would you make a plan to feel miserable? Why would you do that? I'm asking you because I want you to answer. Why do I do that? Because I don't know why I do that. Why would I willingly go into, if you presented me with two foods and one would make me feel good, but was not fun, and one would not make me feel good, but was fun, why would I want the fun food? Because guaranteed I'm going to have more fun with the rest of my day if I ate the food that fueled my body but wasn't fun. But there's something about the fun in the food that negates all of the rest of the fun that you're going to be missing out on. And so you put all of the fun in this food instead of all of this fun in the things that you're doing or the things that you want to do. Let's go someplace, have a huge lunch, eat cake, and then all be lethargic for the afternoon. What? Why? Why are we doing that? I don't understand it. And again, I'm not saying you're doing any of these things. This is me talking about, I just talk about myself in the third person. So when I say, why are we doing it? I mean me. Why are me and the crazy people in my brain just like, eat it. It's fun. It tastes good. It does. It tastes good. And it's fun to eat. And then the rest of the day, I won't feel as good as if I hadn't have done that thing. So I have shot myself in the foot with a decision, and then I'm like shocked. Like, what happened? Well, you know what happened. You made bad decisions. And for me with fitness, it was like that at first too, because it was a checkbox, because fitness was a thing that I had to do. Not one that I wanted to do necessarily, not one that I felt like I needed to do even. Just it was one of the check boxes. So I was checking it every day. But the funny thing about a checkbox that you do every day is it becomes a habit, and then it becomes something that you want to do every day. And so I will be sick. I will be in pain, but man, I want to do that workout. People are like, you need to rest. You need to listen to your body. I do need to rest, and I do need to listen to my body, and my brain needs this workout. And what I had to learn was not that my brain didn't need the workout, but that my brain needed to just do something. So did I march in place for most of that workout during Cheryl's workout? Yes, I did. Did I use any weights? No, I did not. Is that what a typical workout day would look like for me? No, not at all. But it's what it looked like for me on that day, in that moment, with a focus on the future. And not looking back and comparing myself to what I used to be able to do. It doesn't matter. You're not doing that today. You're here right now. What can you do here right now today? And I guarantee you, if you make good decisions here right now today, your future is going to be even better. And then the thing about all them weird decisions that you're having to make is you won't even have to make them. It's just something that you do now every day. I don't struggle with drinking water like I used to. I used to struggle with water intake because I wanted to make sure I was eating my calories, so I wouldn't want to drink too much, because I was just drinking diet sodas. I mean, I'm not going to lie. It was not like it was calories. It was just filling up my stomach with carbonation, and I wasn't eating enough, and I didn't want to lose weight because I wasn't eating enough. I wanted to lose weight because I was in a healthy caloric deficit while still giving my food, my body the food that it needed to fuel itself appropriately. But it's finding that balance of what works for you that makes it hard, because if I eat an apple versus you eating an apple, our bodies are going to respond in two different ways to that. So I can tell you, eat an apple, it makes me feel great. And so you eat an apple and you didn't feel good. What went wrong? Your body didn't eat the apple. My body ate the apple and felt great. You have to eat the apple and see how your body feels, right? So that's why I like on the what I eat in a day. I just don't share the what I eat in a days because I don't want you to eat like me. I want you to eat what you eat and what makes you feel the best right now. Because if you're not feeling your best right now, you don't have that to give to your friends and family, which is something that I'll talk a little bit about more tomorrow. Love on yourself. Why was that the hardest part for me? Why is it still the hardest part for me? Dad, come. That's like the one thing that I struggle with still. I am worth it. I know that I'm worth it. I believe that I am worth it. And yet it's still the hardest thing because some days you're just like, oh, I don't want to do it today. But then that'll turn in, I don't want to do it tomorrow. And then I don't want to do it the next day. And then I forgot it was ever a thing that I wanted to do. And then I'm back where I started again. And my mental health just cannot take that. As crazy as I have felt the last 3 months, the only thing that has kept me from totally breaking down is having a bedtime routine so that I could get up in the morning and do a workout. It's the only thing keeping me sane right now is knowing that I have something to do tomorrow that will make me feel better. So, it's a happy release in the brain. Yeah, the food is a happy release in the brain. It is clinically proven to make you feel better. It gives you those endorphins that make you feel better. It does. Right then. And then the rest of the day and the weeks and the months and all the other decisions that you've made because of that one. Mary says she doesn't even have to overeat that food to make you feel bad. Just a little does it to you. Yeah, for sure. I mean, there are people with intolerances or allergies. And I mean, how many people out there do you hear go, I'm lactose intolerant, let's eat that cheese? They know they're going to be miserable. They know their stomach is going to hurt. They know they're going to be in the restroom all night. They're going to eat that ice cream. It's not going to kill me today. Like what? I mean, like people with like peanut allergies or deathly allergic to things. They don't eat those foods. They take steps to make sure they never eat those foods because it could kill them. And yet here I was slowly killing myself with food and no movement. And I couldn't figure it out. So that's why I'm like, at the end of the day, every day, what I have to tell myself is, Misty, it's not hard. It's super simple. Eat food that fuels your body and makes you feel good, and then move that body. That's really it. It's so hard. It's so hard. It's the easiest thing to talk about and the hardest thing in the world to do. When you eat sugar and you eat carbs, they make you want more sugar. They make you want more carbs. That's the way those foods work. That's why, like, mentally, I can't do carnivore. I cannot. I just feel like I need a vegetable. But I know when I eat certain vegetables, my body feels horrible. Like I would love to be able to one of those people who could have a salad every day. That'd make my eating so much better because I love a salad. Put some, I use, I'm going to use some ranch or some honey mustard or some, I'm going to use a dressing, but pile that up with bacon and chicken and, vegetables and things like that would rip up my stomach. Just would not make me feel good if I had it every day. So I have to find that balance of foods that foods that fuel my body, but also I have to move that body. And it's not a checkbox. Because, and like that again, sometimes I feel like I say things and I know that I have heard people say this. And so then I'm like, I don't want them to think I'm talking about them. But at the end of the day, I am kind of talking about you, right? So I got to be honest, whether I'm not going to be thinking about you specifically, but that doesn't mean that I'm not talking about you. But I hear over and over and over again that I'm not going to do the workout today because I have all of these daily activities that I'm going to be doing, and that's going to be my workout. No, it's not. That's your daily activities that you're going to be doing today. That is not your work. It is not the same. I'm going to jump up on my soapbox for that for just a minute. Let me be here to tell you that the reason that you do your workout every day is so that you can do those daily activities every day. Now, sure, every once in a while, you may have to skip your workout when you normally do it because you're doing all these things. But don't get into the mindset, I can skip today's workout because I'm doing other physical things. That's not what it's about. It's about the consistency. It's about the doing it every day. When you look at, I like girl pop stars. What can I say? Like Megan, I'm a huge Megan Trainor fan, Katy Perry, Pink. But when you go and look at all of those women, what are they doing? They're about to do, especially Pink, man. Pink, I have never seen her in person because I don't really like concerts. There's too many people. They're too loud. They're too bright. They're too all of the things anyway. But I've seen them. And she literally is doing flips on a harness on stage. Like she is full out. Katy Perry is full out running across the stage. Do you know what they're doing that morning? A workout. They're not saying, oh, well, I'm going to do a 2-hour long physical activity, so I'm going to skip today's workout. No, they're doing today's workout so that they can do those things. So understanding that it's okay for me to eat the foods that make me feel the best and that I need to move my body every day. At the end of the day, those have been the two simple things that I have done that have forever changed my life. Full stop. This life is not the life that I had 5 years ago. And now 5 years later, I can confidently say I'm not going back there because I'm just not. And I've proven that to myself with maintenance over the last 2 years. Now, one of my focuses for this year is, again, fat loss. I don't want to be scared of it. I am a little bit, but that's why it's one of our areas of focus. And so in doing that, I'm going to be dropping pounds of fat preferably, but I'm going to be dropping pounds. How am I going to be doing that? By eating the foods that fuel my body in appropriate portions and then moving said body. And then talking to me all about it. That's it. That's all I'm going to be doing. How did you do it? That's all. It's so hard. It's so hard. Like, I wish it was just that easy. Yeah, and do it anyway. Don't think about it. Don't think about it. Just do the thing. Yeah, I'm very happy y'all are all here to celebrate 5-year anniversary with me too. Ooh, Gina has apples with lemon and tahini in the fridge. I do love tahini. Yeah, most of us struggle. Oh yeah, Gina, I got this. I know what to do. I just need the consistency to do it. Gina says she finally gave herself a bedtime. Sure woke up at 4:30 a.m., but it's okay. Hey, a bedtime is an important thing. Pinking her cartwheels on buildings is bananas. Yeah, and do you know what she's doing the morning before that? A workout. I love that. I love that so much. It was actually I think it was actually Katy Perry's documentary that I saw, I think on Netflix, like a few years ago. It was right after I had first started working out and was really kind of getting into it, but I could tell it was a checkbox. It was just the thing I was doing because I was supposed to. So I wasn't ever putting in full effort. I wasn't ever looking for new things to do. I was doing the bare minimum, 15 minutes a day, 30 minutes a day. But then I remember seeing that, I'm like, and I used to be one of those people. That's why I say I've heard people say that, but so I don't want anybody to think that I'm calling you out, except for that I am, because at the end of the day, it's the truth. I can't make the decision for you. I can't eat the food for you. I can't even figure out what food works best for you. But what I can do is help you move your body. So going forward, that's where I'm really going to kind of try to help my best, right? Because I can't pick the food that fuels your body. I don't know what that is for you. It looks different for everybody, but I know that you know it. Deep down, I know that you know what food makes you feel the best and what food doesn't make you feel the best. And when you're new, I'm not big on calories in, calories out. There is so much more to it than that, but for a beginner, it is a great place to start. Oh, sorry. Chris says he has to go eat dinner. Have a good evening. Thank you for joining me today, Chris. I do appreciate you. Gina says she saw a video of Pink and her daughter working out. Yeah. Megan Trainor will post different videos of her workouts and stuff. Sometimes her kids, her two little boys, will be there in the room with her while they're doing it. But anyway, I know we're right on the hour for tonight. But again, I wanted to talk about the last 5 years. So for those of you who have been here, again, most of you, it's been about 4 years. Some of you are newer just within the last year or two. Some of you are just in the last couple of weeks, maybe. And maybe this is the first video that you've ever seen from me. But I hope that you're here to see more. And yeah, live now, but focus on what you're going to be doing tomorrow. Think about it at least. Keep that in your keep that in your thoughts as you're moving forward. Eat the food that fuels your body in appropriate amounts, and then move that body as best you can. And if you need help with that, let me know. I'll be happy to help you. Move your body. So that's sort of where one of the areas of focus is fitness. Like I said, I will do 2 more areas of focus. Tomorrow night will be friends and family. And then next week on Monday, it'll be faith, which is the last one. And then we'll just do other things on our Monday night live streams. But I appreciate you all being here because, as I've said before, I could do it without you, but it wouldn't be nearly as fun, and it definitely wouldn't be as easy. Y'all make my life much easier. Y'all keep me from shutting down on people, including myself, which is more what we're going to talk about tomorrow night. So I don't want to get into too much of tomorrow nights, but I did want to say thank you all for being here. Thank you for loving on me, supporting me, and watching me make good decisions today that will help me feel even better in the future, because that's what it's all about is, what's your lifespan? But within that, how much of that can you be the happiest, healthiest version of yourself that you deserve to be? Absolutely. So we'll have more to talk about, but thank you for sharing my 5-year health and wellness anniversary. 5 years. Who would have thunk it? Not me, that's for sure. But now that I'm in it, it's just this thing that I do, and I'm never not going to be doing it. So thank you for being here as I do it. Like this video if you like it, dislike it if you didn't, subscribe if you know how, and comment down below. Do you remember the first Your Pal Misty video you ever saw? And what was it? And until next time, I'll see you real soon. Hopefully tomorrow. Have a great evening, everybody. Enjoy the rest of the day.